Hey everyone, Piwizo here. Welcome to the channel. So today we got a very special guest to kick off our new segment, Community Hangout. So this is my very good and longtime friend, Brad. We have been knowing each other for over a decade now, I say. Wow, time sure flies by, man. So,
Does it? It has.
well, not these 2 years, but
For a majority of the time, 4 out of 5 years, they've gone very quickly, and then the rest kind of drag. But thank you for having me.
yeah, of course, man. Really, really excited to have you on here. So what we mainly talk about in this channel is trading card games and just collectibles in general. So just want everyone to know a little bit about your background and how you got into collectibles. And yeah, well, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Brad. Currently, right now, to rep some of my nerd cred here, I'm currently the senior talent manager or specialist, rather, senior talent specialist over at Spin VFX. We are a VFX house that has worked on projects like The Expanse. Most recently, we just did Reacher. So if you're a big Jack Reacher fan, that was us.
That's good.
Umbrella Academy, and we've got some great stuff coming our way in the next few years, I think. Previous to that, I was actually professional dungeon master for about 3 years' time. For those who might be in the Toronto area, I used to DM out of Stormcrow Manor, and then online for the next 2 years due to obvious reasons, I think, pandemic and all. And yeah, to talk about when I first started collecting. So primarily, I consider myself Magic for the first or rather the last 10 years or so, having started with Pokemon ages ago and only now getting back into it, and Amiibos, perhaps maybe a little more of an acquired taste, considering your card collecting audience. But that is one of my many weaknesses and due to that Switch functionality. So unfortunately, most of my stuff is opened. Maybe a taboo thing in regards to the collection community, but you know what? For me, it's all about having that fun first and foremost, and then figuring out what's of value after the fact.
Yeah, the community is definitely interchangeable. I do know and talk to a lot of people that actually do collect Amiibos. Like we all play Switch and all those fancy consoles too. I say fancy consoles because I actually don't own any consoles. I'm a PC gamer. So PC Master.
So your Amiibo collection is non-existent, is what you're saying?
I think
so a little minimalistic.
I do have like a Pokemon figurine that's not attached to anything. Does that count?
No, that's just a figurine.
I think
you
I'm
sold
learning.
yourself out there.
I'm learning. Oh man, yeah. So I guess is there anything right now that so TCG wise, like you said, you got into Magic and you're collecting Pokemon. Is there, I guess, one that you prefer more to the other right now, or is there anything new that you're collecting that you got into?
Yeah, I've actually been preferring Pokemon over Magic the Gathering, mainly because I did collect Magic in part because I was a player of it.
Yes.
Nothing professional, but we've got a local place here in Toronto. I say local, it's a pretty big place. 401 Games.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
They have like multiple locations now, right? So, or is it still just? No, they have one.
They have one in Vaughan and one in downtown Toronto.
Okay,
those are their two locations.
Multiple.
I think
Two's multiple.
Multiple. I mean, but localized entirely in Ontario, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to play, a lot of Magic there, or whether that be pro events that come into Toronto, just for the fun of it. Actually, back when I was doing HR in Toonbox, which was an animation studio that released a movie called The Nut Job 2.
Yes.
Every lunch we would not open, but just like play Magic the Gathering stuff.
Really?
Like
man.
Almost every lunch would be a Commander game that had to be cut short because those games take forever and lunch is only 45 minutes. So a lot of started games, perhaps not as many finished, but it's still a lot of fun. And I think that's probably when my Magic interest came back, was that group of players.
Yes.
And you know what? Hey, if we're talking about, how you build a community, how you get into this stuff, figure out where this stuff is being played, where it's being enjoyed, whether that's the local card shop or, the lunchroom at your school or office, right?
Yeah, no, I never thought about that. I kind of want to trade. Well, I guess maybe I don't know how your workplace currently is, right? Because you're in pandemic. I think you're working
it's remote. That's
so,
about it.
unless you guys are playing on like Tabletop Simulator. So there's a lot of games on there actually. It's pretty cool. I'm just still waiting for that next sale when it gets cut off in price. So
and you know what? With how things are looking right now, I don't think those sales are coming anytime soon. So you gotta pick and choose your battles, I think.
I know. Yeah. I think I definitely pick it up soon. But yeah, actually talking about community. So I did talk to you a little bit about like in the past. So I got into Metazoo. So you see some of the stuff back there. Yeah, the main reason I kind of got in is the community is really great. Like just yesterday, like I uploaded a new video and it's kind of like we were trying to spell out the next set, which is Wilderness with GIFs. And then every person in the Discord can only post one in, and it just took forever. It almost took like an hour and a half for it to happen. Because
you'll be happy, before I chatted with you today, I watched that video. So I nice. Am all too familiar with your Discord games, as it were. But hey, that's you finding that community, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and like you said, if you don't really have anyone to play with or anyone to chat about it, right? It's kind of just your interest kind of fades really fast. And yeah, and to be honest, that's a little bit what's happening with Pokemon with me. I kind of got back into the hobby last year when I found my old collection again. And then I was really into it. I was talking about, actually, I talked to you about it too. And I do still kind of collect the Elite Trainer boxes, but that's about it. It's like I don't really have anyone really to talk about. And the Discord chat that I'm in right now, I don't know. Just the community is not exactly what I was looking for.
Right. No, well, hey, maybe, your form of collection is those ETBs, right? Nothing says that to be a true collector, you have to have all of it. Pokemon, sure, you got to catch them all, but not really. Like, that's unrealistic, right?
Wait, what do you mean? There's only 950 Pokemon right now.
Only 950, and then who knows how many after that Gen 9 was just announced.
Oh, man, exactly. I saw that trailer, man. That was... I don't know. Like, what do you think of the starters?
I'm all for aquatic duck Pokemon.
Yes.
Give me your Daffy Duck or I have to admit, I think the weakest one out of the set is the grass type, and grass has been dominating for the last few starters, right? I think Snivy is pretty solid as a starter.
Yeah. For sure.
I think Rowlet, right? You got Grookey, who is the most recent Sword and Shield starter, and then now you've got Green Cat.
But
it's like you compare that to like Litten, and it's a night and day difference.
It's true, but everyone I've seen a lot of people saying that the grass one's the only one that kind of looks like a Pokemon. Like the other two just looks like cartoon characters that were.
I'm sorry. There's a keychain. What do you mean looks like a Pokemon? There's no barrier of entry for that anymore.
Oh, that's kind of true. Like my favorite one is actually Chandelure. It's just Chandelure.
Yeah. Congrats. Your favorite Pokemon is Waldecor.
Exactly. Just be like, it's like Flintstones. Clap on.
Real life creatures enacting modern day technologies like chandeliers. Yes, it is exactly 1-to-1 like Fred Flintstone driving his car and using a Bronchiosaurus to ride down the neck of. Yeah, exactly.
And then there's also, I can't even remember what he has right now, but there's I think there's a bird that kind of acts as like a scrubber. I don't know. And
they must use birds as cell phones in that universe now, right?
Yeah.
That must be, how many like tweeting jokes can you make within the Flintstones lore?
For sure, man. Oh, kind of dating ourselves now, man. But
wait, Flintstones aren't popular anymore? How about that movie that came out? Oh no.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Only 30 years ago. Oh man. Have you heard of all the new TCG Kickstarters that are coming out? It's like another wave of I guess a TCG revolution, kind of like in the 90s where like everything was TCG, man. Yeah.
Oh, I can, give me an hour and I can find those Digimon cards that are absolutely, mind you, Digimon's coming back. So, like it's all circular. It all comes back eventually.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like, I guess if you have one of those strong IPs, it's really hard to get rid of you type of thing. Yeah, like Dragon Ball too, right? I remember I had like the 1990s Dragon Ball cards, and then like Dragon Ball Super now is like crazy, like with all those full art. I don't know, what do you call
I
them?
mean, they were coming out with like TCG of everything, right? Like there were, and I think I saw this on a stream of someone's fairly recently. There was a TCG X-Files card game.
So the chase card is Agent Mueller, right?
Yeah. It's Hollow Agent Mueller. From, the chase card's a really blurry UFO off in the corner. That's the chase card.
That's true. You know what? I actually found like this old one, like from like remember Monster Rancher?
There you go.
Man.
Talking about strong IPs, that's one I wish came back in style.
Really?
I thought that had so much potential back in the day, but then it just felt like it petered out. No pun intended.
Is that actually a term? That's the first time I've heard of it, man. I'm just like, Brad, I think you're
I'm going to gift you a dictionary for Christmas or whenever that birthday is showing up of yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old face. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything good about Facebook right now. It's a controversial topic nowadays. You know?
You mean Meta?
No, Facebook. It's kind of like the Air Canada Center, right? So you got to call it crap. What was it used to be? I forgot what's it called now. Wait, Skydome is Rogers Center. So I
Skydome is Rogers Center.
Yep. Oh man. But so actually have you actually been active in some of the like TCG communities in the past? I know like Discord wasn't a thing. It's a lot harder to connect with people in the community that way. But at the same time, there wasn't a pandemic. So I guess you could actually go to a local card shop, local game shop to meet up with some people.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a lot of like physically meeting people in person. And then, back when we had first met Peter, that was, like a lot of club-based activity. We had originally met at a UFT, and there is, in fact, a Magic the Gathering club. And I would assume there still is. So you can find that community just about anywhere. It's just right outside your front door.
That's true. And I think like TCGs and even gaming and stuff in general, like the geek culture is a lot more acceptable nowadays, like culturally acceptable type of thing. I don't know, maybe because of Big Bang Theory. I think that kind of sparked the revolution a little bit.
I feel like there's now like just more tiers of nerd, right? You've got the socially acceptable level, and then you've got the TCG. That's still its own domain.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can brag to everyone about your Pokemon card collection, but maybe some people. You got to watch out for those people.
Oh, you got to see some of the collections people have, right? Like I would say like TCGs are getting into a little bit of like the collectability, like what do you call it? The investability class type of thing, right? Sometimes if you hold some of those cards, it just goes way up. Like in Pokemon, they have the Illustrator Pikachu that just recently sold for $900,000, right? And that was the public sale. So it's not even like private ones, like they go up to like million plus type of thing.
Yeah, the cards are being sold behind closed doors. I can only imagine the price tags being associated there.
I know, right? Seriously. But sorry, bringing back into Metazoo a little bit. I think I do see some potential with Metazoo there because it just came out last August, and it is a little bit like Pokemon, but it talks about cryptids in general, kind of like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, what have you. I can name a lot more. I'm just saying that because I'm blanking out. I'm trying to name the more popular ones that I can say without like ruining their IP. Like there's a new card coming out in the Wilderness set, which is called like the Green Clawed Monster. So if you can imagine a green clawed monster covered in slime that lives in a lagoon.
Oh, there's so few of those. It's so hard to pinpoint which one you're actually talking about.
Exactly. So the card itself is actually called Green Cloud Monster. So they gotta kind of like twist and turn
around that. You gotta make sure you're covering yourself. But no, I have been watching a lot of your stuff and a lot of that Metazoo stuff, and it is, for a once again like a relatively new TCG, right? Like you were saying, it's within this year.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's just 8 months now.
It's pretty strong. It's been looking like, and I think what's great is it's such a no, I'm trying to think of the best way of describing it. It's not like a super defined genre, right? Like we're talking about Pokemon, and you have to stick to Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's not like or like the trainers, but like you're very much within that universe.
Yes, exactly.
Right. But when you get into like cryptids and like, that theme and that idea, any urban legend becomes its own card, becomes its own narrative and story and setting. That, something like, now I'm afraid of like calling out any
No,
like
no,
specific,
that's fine.
like we say something like the Loch Ness monster,
Yeah.
right? Like that would be like one of these like, infamous ones. But like, what you want to go with a, setting of, like Nessie.
Yeah.
Right. You can absolutely base an entire set just off of that. Like, European, Scottish, Irish, like that, like, fairy-esque sort of setting.
Yeah.
And like that mystical sort of setting. That like this set, this entire like brand, I think has a lot of good legs to it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of, I guess, room for expansion for sure. And actually, the creator of Metazoo, Mike Waddell, he actually gave a roadmap of Metazoo for the next few years. Actually, I would say actually like 8 to 10 years. So it's thinking of really far down the line. Like next year, like this year, it's kind of like North America, mainly US cryptids, and then they're going into Yokai Island next year, which is going to like Japan, China, Korea, and then they're kind of tapping into the Asian market at that point when they're doing that. Yeah, so it's pretty cool there, and they're onboarding some interesting people. One of the new board of directors they onboarded is he actually works for Sanrio, so maybe he can bring in some knowledge regarding, I guess, the plushie verse there. What else is Sanrio really known for? I don't know. They were even very cute cartoons, I guess.
So. Hey, there you go, right? Like, you start off with a strong TCG, and then from there, what does that turn into, right? That's plushies. That's, maybe something web featured. Maybe that is something, that grows larger in the near future, right? All you need is, a really big boost in one of your products, and the sky's the limits.
Yeah. And they're coming out with their video game and cartoon series as well. So from what I've gathered, the TV series, I guess I should call it, it's kind of be more like a Adult Swim type of thing. So not like Pokemon for like super young kids, because there are elements of horror and stuff inside Metazoo as well that I think a lot of the more mature audience would enjoy a lot more too. And it kind of stands out. Yeah.
And it speaks a lot to like, what a cryptic is, right? It's not like your friendly, cuddly, electric mouse, right? It's the thing that crawls in the night and makes the sound that you're a little afraid of, but like, what, that adds a lot of like fun you can have to it as well.
Yeah,
right, where
sure.
you can't have creepiness to it, you can't have cuteness to it, you can't have coolness to it. Pokemon, I think, very much, it's one big note that they can play around a lot in, but you're never really going to see like a truly scary Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, that's never going to happen.
Garbodor, garbage bag, it's kind of scary now.
That's more like, the planet is dying scary. That's not actually scary. That's just a ball of garbage.
That's true. That is very true, man. Oh man. Yeah. So actually, I think I guess we still have a lot to talk about, but I think we should cut the video there. Actually, I think. All
right, I see the cane coming for me. I'm going to be pulled off of stage.
Yeah, exactly. What's that? What's that? Oh, okay.
Well, as I'm being forcibly removed, I do want to say, Peter, thank you so much for having me on, especially as this first attempt here, and I hope your audience likes it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I actually learned a lot. Well, not a lot about you anyway for a decade, but like your studio and stuff like that. Like I actually didn't know they did Umbrella Academy too. So
yeah, there you go. I'll link you the website, and then you can gawk over all the fun stuff that we've worked on. And you know what, Peter, off there, I'll tell you some of the fun stuff.
Okay. All right. Oh man, and then Brad, is there any like social media that you'd like to say where we can reach you at or anything like that?
You know what? If you want to reach out to me, contact Peter. I'm not really on social media, but if there is any interest in hearing more as to what I have to say, feel free to let Peter know, and I will happily hop on again.
Yeah, definitely. Brad is in the collectible market, I think, a long time before me. I remember when like I was over at your place and stuff, and then I saw all your collection. I'm just like, at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, collectibles, you know? I'm like, I don't know. Like I used to collect like Pokemon and other stuff, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic too. And then, but then it was just last year, and when it hit me, and I did more research, and then like I just really fell in love with it. I don't use love very often, but you know, it's it's really great.
Peter, if I set you down on this path, I'm so sorry.
No, you know what? Financially, I hate you, but you know, everything else, push you, man.
Entertainment, though, I got you covered. You're all set there.
Exactly. I can't wait for us to like bust open some booster packs and stuff like that. It's gonna be really cool.
There you go. You know what? When we hit a benchmark of yours, you and me will open up some packs and we'll have some fun with it. There you
exactly.
go.
Yep. All right. Thanks a lot, man. And thanks everyone for watching. And if you liked the video, please leave a like below. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And as always, keep on casting, and I'll see you guys next time.